right, throw down that gun. Now, that's right, sensible. All we want is the silver.
Sure you want them fellers to steal that silver?
I'm cheering them on. First stage robbery I've ever approved of.
Wells Fargo called on Marshallev to put an end to stage robberies on its Charleston to Benson line. The company was putting Wyatt's reputation in peril. During the times when Wyatt rode shotgun for Wells Fargo, no road agent had ever gotten away with a dime of money shipments. But this was Arizona territory, where robbing stages was a highly organized business.
Who is it?
Wyatt Earp, Mr. Thacker.
Anyone see you?
I don't think so. What's all the big mystery about?
Company orders. They're afraid you might turn us down. And if that happened, we'd be in worse shape than we are already. The Sandy Bob stage line won't haul any more silver from Charleston. This report will show you why.
9 robberies in 1 month, huh? Can't say I blame him. $48,000.
Wells Fargo was taking over the shipments.
I ought to take care of it.
I'm not so sure. Look at this map. The Tombstone mines haul their ore to the stamping mill here at Charleston, where it's poured into ingots, and then sent by stage 30 miles to Benson, right here. 30 miles. But those hoodlums must camp every mile all along the trail. The Sandy Bob line tried every trick in the book. Decoy stages, boxes loaded with sand, midnight runs with double guards. Nothing worked.
I see.
Dick Gerd and the other mine owners around here are desperate.
Well, my own job is all I can handle, Mr. Thacker. You know that.
We'll be carrying United States mail.
Oh, and I just happen to be a United States Deputy Marshal, huh?
Yes, you somewhat fit into the plot.
Yeah.
San Francisco thinks you still belong to us. Once a Wells Fargo man.
Always a Wells Fargo man, yeah, I know. All right. Can the company wait till morning? I'd like a little sleep.
Well, sure, Wyatt. You can sleep until sunup.
Oh, that's mighty kind of you. Be sure and tell Wells Fargo I appreciate it. Fred?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Anybody see you?
Not a soul.
Look, Fred, as an undercover agent for Wells Fargo, you get around the mines quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I do. What's on your mind, Wyatt?
Well, Mr. Thacker, your Wells Fargo man from Tucson is in town now.
I know him.
Yeah, well, I wish I didn't. He thinks I can stop all the silver holdups. All of them. Be happy to do what I can, but... Look, what can you tell me that won't betray you?
Maybe I can help you. I've been hearing things. Enough to spell out that they're getting help from inside the mill itself.
Yeah, I guessed as much.
Well, you can stop guessing.
You got any ideas, Wyatt? What do you make of it?
How much do those silver bricks weigh?
80 or 100 pounds. This mine at Charleston can run either weight.
A fellow by the name of Dakin runs it?
Yeah, Charlie Dakin. The contention, Lucky Cuss, and Tough Nut mine people all swear by him.
Will he cooperate?
Well, I checked yesterday. No trouble with Dakin.
All right, this is what I'd like to do, if you'll back me up.
You're the boss, Wyatt.
Oh, I suppose it could be done, Marshal. But increasing the bricks to 300 pounds, that'll cost us money.
I think it's a fine idea, Mr. Dakin.
Oh, I see the point. Robbers on horseback couldn't handle 300-pound chunks. I get it. Oh, Sharky, step in here, will you? Bring Mr. Todd with you. Sharky's my foreman. Todd handles the freight. They aren't going to like this. Mr. Sharkey, Mr. Todd, I want you to meet Mr. Thacker of Wells Fargo.
All right.
And Marshal Wyatt Earp.
Howdy.
They want us to run our silver into 300-pound bricks.
300?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you're joking, boss.
Can't be done. We're not equipped to make ingots of that size.
Now, hold on. Let's see if we can't work this out.
It's got to be done, gentlemen.
Let's go and see what we can do about it. Then we brick a trough from the furnace and sea shed. Like this. You see, Sharky?
It's too long a run for hot silver.
He's right, Mr. Dakin.
Well, not if you keep a fire under the trough right here. Move the old steam heater from D's shed.
Who's going to pay for all this?
Mr. Earp, you lost $48,000 to road agents last month.
The mine owners will pay. I'll have all this put in order if you need it, Mr. Dakin.
No, we can reset in a day or two.
Mr. Thacker, that solves your problem. Wish they were all this easy.
Are you sure it'll work?
Of course. Road agents can't carry 300-pound bars on horses, and if they try wagons, the trail will lead you to them.
You haven't let Wells Fargo down yet, Wyatt?
Anytime, Mr. Thacker. Nice to have met you, gentlemen. I gotta get back to Tombstone.
Get right on it, men.
I don't think you'll have any more trouble.
Put it inside, boys. Too big for the boot. Easy now. You two men load at the other door. Easy now.
She'll carry 3 or 4 of these.
Now, 2's enough for the first trip. Sign, will you, please? And Jones,
Yes, Mr. Dakin.
if you're jumped by road agents, do exactly as they say. Don't try to put up a fight and get hurt.
That suits me fine.
Pile some buffalo hides or blankets over the boxes.
That's a good idea.
All right, we'll move out first. Shadow the stage from the hill trail. Mr. Gibbs, you think you can keep Roscoe quiet?
Why, sure. Roscoe don't do no hollering when I'm on him. He knows better than that.
That's right.
Reckon they'll be loaded today, Smiley?
We didn't get any word, but it's our turn.
Smiley! Coach coming on the Charleston Trail.
Time to go, I guess.
All right, remember, keep them bandanas over your faces and let me do the talking. We'll take them at Total Wreck Junction.
Here they come. Be careful.
All right, throw down that gun. Now, that's right sensible. All we want is the silver. Blankets and buffalo hides, huh? Hey, give me a hand. They're really loaded.
Yeah. Oh, easy. Man. Oh.
What in thunder is it? They've boxed a lot of bars together. Hey, you, is the other box as hefty as this one?
Find out for yourself.
You're funny, ain't you? Come on, shove that other box out.
I spring on my back. You put some muscle into it, too, this time.
Go on. We could take them hombres red-handed, Wyatt.
Not now, Mr. Gibbs. Let him sweat.
Throw down your axe and crowbar.
We don't carry any.
Oh, we ought to shoot both of you. Light out from here and don't turn back.
Mael!
Wells Fargo always pulls some sneaky trick. Splinter the top of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's Wells Fargo for you. They had it cast into one big heavy brick.
Those filthy rats.
Trying to pull a fast one on us. They knew we couldn't handle anything this big.
What are we gonna do with it, Smiley? Yeah.
Well, we'll sling the boxes with ropes between two horses, and then we... No, that wouldn't give us anything to ride. We'll show Wells Fargo, boys.
How?
We'll tote them boxes into the brush and bury it. Then we'll come back here with cold chisels and hammers.
Yeah, but Smiley, I don't...
You got a better idea?
No?
All right. Somebody went to a lot of trouble over this, so let's get it buried before a posse gets here.
Sure worked this time, Wyatt. Saved the silver.
It hasn't worked just right yet. Relax, we got a lot of time to kill. Pass that canteen, would you?
We should have had some warning of this. We could have brought cold chisels and hammers.
Don't blame nobody yet, boss. That Wells Fargo's the slickest outfit anywhere.
Shut up and dig.
Yeah.
You know those hoolums are mighty apt to get sunstroke down there?
Ain't burying them boxes very deep, are they?
No. We're aiming to come back soon with cold chisels and hammers.
Then we jump them?
All depends, Mr. Thacker. There's more in on this deal than just those three.
All right, out of there.
Ain't no sign of a posse yet.
Now, they'll be coming. I figure we got about an hour. I'll get the tools and meet you at the shack. Ride 'em. I want to see horsetails hanging in the wind.
Here.
Aren't those two men from the mill?
It's too far away to tell. But I'd bet on it.
This is where Smiley jumped the stage.
Think Smiley left the boxes, Pat?
Well, he couldn't carry them. He either gave up or he's gone back for tools. Anyway, we haven't got much time.
Sharky. Looks like Smiley toted the boxes off this way.
Aye. He must have buried them.
In cahoots with them road agents?
Somebody at the mill has been passing out information. Yeah, I didn't think they'd pass up the chance at the real haul instead of their little cut.
Let's nab them.
Not yet, Mr. Thacker. Let's wait and see what they're going to do.
Give me a hand.
Where are we going with it?
Up the hill trail into the brush.
Why don't we just take it back for the reward?
500 instead of 6 or 8,000. Grab hold of that
But
box.
Smiley will get back.
Shut up. Lift.
Shouldn't we move in closer, Wyatt?
No, sir. They'll probably head for that clump of brush yonder. We'll walk our horses behind the ridge.
What if they just keep on a-going?
Mr. Gibbs, hasn't Dr. Holliday ever explained to you the philosophy of human greed? They should keep on going. They won't. Well, they'll stop and try to break up that silver. Their fingers are itching right now. Head out. Single file, Mr. Thacker. Slow and easy.
Slow down, you'll bust something.
You let Smiley catch up with us? Sure. Get up! Get up!
Don't you think we ought to take a look from the ridge over yonder?
Just be patient, Mr. Gibbs.
I told you we'd bust something.
The axle. We'll have to cut up the bars here and load them on the horses.
But if Smiley gets back...
Never mind that. Grab the chisels and hammers. It won't take 10 minutes to load these on cars.
We've been heisted, look. Of all the skunky, no good.
Hold it a minute, Smiley. Take a look.
It ain't no use. Robbing stages is rough enough without this.
Team and spring wagon made off up the hill. 2 men.
Todd and Sharky.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny they didn't tip us off about those bars. I'll bet this is why. If they've double-crossed us. Come on.
Look, Sharky, we got enough. Let's get out of here.
Don't be a fool. There's still a whole brick.
Now, 1 brick safe is better than 2 bricks with Smiley after us.
I say we take it all. You say different?
But he'll kill us.
He hasn't caught us yet. Quit your crybabying.
They've done already cut up on them silver blocks.
Yeah, they should have been satisfied with that. Take a look yonder.
Just like sitting ducks. Let's jump.
It'll be easier when they get together.
Shh. I hear something. I'm getting out of here.
Go ahead, but leave the silver to me.
I'll take this sack.
Drop it! You get nothing.
Give it to him. Don't you dirty double-dealing skunk! Have a little look. I gotta get hit.
You ain't hurt bad. Besides, they chopped up half the silver for us.
Half. Get busy on that other half.
Yeah.
Get some all of you.
Take the guns.
Wyatt, it was Todd and Sharkey.
They're both dead.
I was afraid of that.
Well, we got 3 of the robbers. Let's get on to Tucson. The case is closed.
I'm afraid it isn't, Mr. Thacker.
How's that?
I think we'll find the answer in Tombstone. I want you to be there. Come on, let's get him on the horses. Mr. Gibbs, you go get him.
Get on your feet, boy.
We got the robbers, Wyatt. We got the insiders at the mill. What are we hanging around here for? I've got to write my report.
Oh, this is a big operation. More than Smiley and his boys are involved. Too many hold-ups too often.
You think the others are just going to come in here and surrender?
No, sir. But I think those other hoolens are going to be pretty sore about the trick played on Smiley. That's just a hunch, but...
Marshal Earp!
Charlie Dakin.
Lock me up. Lock me up. They're going to kill me.
What do they want to kill you for?
But plenty. But lock me up first. I'm not safe even in here.
I'll lock you up after you tell me who wants to kill you and why.
I don't get it. What made you so sure that Dakin was the boss tipster?
Oh, he had to be the one. The man in charge of everything. You know the idea of increasing those bricks to the size of 300 pounds?
Yeah?
Well, it's a simple plan. Dakin had really been on the level with the mine owners. He would have used it before I did.
You know, Wyatt, Wells Fargo should give you a gold watch.
Well, I already have a watch. You tell Wells Fargo I know what time it is. But now it's time I got back to my job in Tombstone.
Halt! Fire away!
Come on in, sir. What can I do for you?
Marshal Wyatt, there's a man in town I think you should know about.
Probably a lot of men that I should know about. Which one do you mean?
He came in today. Name's Dobie Jenner.
Dobie Jenner. Jenner. Sorry, it doesn't mean anything to me.
I'm sure he's wanted by the law. Most probably for breaking out of Yuma prison.
So maybe you have some information that I don't have. Sit down, sir. Now, when did he break out of prison?
I don't know that.
That must have been quite recent.
I'm not positive he did break out, but he must have. He was sentenced to 5 years, and it's hardly 4. And I saw him here in Tombstone today.
Then you knew him well?
Very well. He was my mining partner before I went into the mercantile business.
And now you're turning him in?
Marshal, he's a murderer. That's why he was sent to prison.
Well, they usually hang murderers, Mr. McKean.
The important thing, he's here in town. Now, what are you going to do about it?
Mr. McKean, he could have been released early on good behavior. He may have as much right in this town as you or I.
I tell you, he's dangerous. Run him out before he causes trouble.
For whom? Does he bear a grudge? Against you, maybe, for putting him in prison?
No, not that. It's Phoebe, Mrs. McKean. She was... That is... Jenner thought she intended marrying him, and I suppose he thought she'd wait for him.
I see. Has he made any threats?
No, but I know him. He's a violent man. He's proved that. And what's the reason he's here?
Well, there could be lots of reasons why he's here.
No. This happened in Prescott. Now, if he's been there and found out we're married, we're in awful danger. I demand you do something about it.
I said I would check on him.
That's not enough. You've got to run him out of town.
Mr. McKean, I can't run him out of town unless he gives me a reason. Now, you stay away from him, and maybe he'll stay away from you, sir.
Marshal, you're going to be sorry for this.
Hello, Wyatt.
Well, Miss Nellie. Say, do you have a man registered here by the name of Jenner?
Sure have. Room 14 upstairs.
What's the matter?
Nothing really. He's just kind of a strange person. Do you know he made us put his bed on the porch outside his window?
Mr. Jenner?
What do you want?
My name's Wyatt Earp.
I see you're a marshal, too. I, kind of figured you'd come snooping around. I got a legal right to be here. This paper says so.
You're right. According to this, you've been on parole for a month. Where you been?
Prescott?
Why'd you come to Tombstone?
I gotta have a reason.
Most men do.
So McKean came running to you like a scared rabbit, huh?
You bear him any grudge?
Supposing I do. Maybe I got that right, too.
Maybe.
Marshal, I'm a miner. Or was. Mining played out around Prescott, so I came here. Now, does that answer your question?
Not entirely.
I'm looking for a new start if you John Laws will let me get it.
Well, you'll get it from me as long as you don't violate your parole.
And what will you call a violation?
Any act of violence against Mr. McKean or his wife.
Phoebe? Now, why would I want to harm her?
Because she married McKean instead of you.
Man can't blame a woman for that. Especially when he goes and gets himself sent off to a prison. No.
Mr. Jenner, could you tell me what happened?
I killed a man. A miner. I robbed him. He fought me, and I killed him.
And why didn't they hang you?
I'd never done anything bad before. Miner was drunk. He fought me like a wild man. I had to kill him in self-defense. Oh, I was wrong. But I paid. I paid dearly. 4 long years. So you tell McKean to relax. I'll let bygones be bygones. You see that he does the same.
All right.
Say, by the way, how come you insist on staying out here?
Did you ever see the inside of Yuma prison? I'm sure you have. I can't sleep cooped up in a room anymore. Marshal. How is she? Phoebe, I mean. How does she look?
She looks fine.
Maybe it was best then.
He's still there. Oh, George, why don't you go out and talk to him?
I told you he'll kill me.
Believe that of Dobie.
Well, I can.
I think he only wants to talk to us. He's standing out there afraid to come in, ashamed.
Phoebe, I don't understand you.
Well, I don't understand you. You were friends, partners. Why should you fear him now?
Well, prison changes a man. You didn't see his face, his eyes.
Well, he's been through a lot. And he needs our help. At least you can talk to him.
Not me.
George, if you won't go out to him, I will.
Phoebe, I forbid it.
Forbid it? Dobie? Dobie, I know you're there. Please, I want to talk to you. Hello, Dobie.
Hello, Phoebe.
You look thin. Was it awfully bad?
Oh, no. It wasn't really bad.
Well, it's over now. Oh, Dobie, why don't you come in? You know my house is open to you anytime.
No. I just came over to speak to George, really.
Now, Dobie, it's as much my blame as his.
Oh, no. There's no blame. No one's to blame. That's what I wanted to tell George. It isn't as if you promised or anything.
But I might have. I cried for a long time after they sent you away. I didn't marry George right away.
You have a better life now. Nice house.
Yes, it's not like the dance hall. George has prospered in Tombstone.
I'm glad. Well, goodbye, Phoebe.
Dobie, what are you going to do?
Oh, I haven't made up my mind yet.
Well, let us help you. You and George were partners once.
Things have changed, Phoebe. Things have changed. Goodbye, Phoebe. Phoebe, are you happy?
Of course.
Goodbye.
Jenner, get away from my wife and stay away.
George, put down that gun.
Did you hear me, Jenner? Get out of town and stay out.
George, what are you saying? He's our friend. He means us no harm.
That's what you think. Well, I don't. He hates us. Hates me, anyway. And the feeling's mutual. Scum, that's all he is. A jailbird and a murderer.
George!
And if he doesn't leave us alone, I'll see he goes back to prison where he belongs.
Jenner! You won't need that gun, Mr. McKean. Put it down.
All right, Marshal. But you've seen yourself he was waiting to attack me.
You're lying. I said I'd handle this. Mr. McKean, You go on inside the house. You too, Mrs. McKean.
Marshal, my husband's mistaken. Mr. Jenner meant us no harm. He's welcome in my house anytime.
Phoebe, what are you saying?
Exactly what I mean.
If I catch him around here, he's a dead man, and the law will back me up. You coming in?
Don't worry, Mrs. McKean. I understand.
Goodbye, Dobie.
Marshal, I think I'll get myself some prospecting equipment and leave town tomorrow or the next day.
That's probably best for everybody.
I had to see you. Just once.
Well, I understand that. One thing I can't understand, Mr. Jenner, is McKean was trying to bait you. He's hoping for a chance to use that gun. Why?
I told you I'd let bygones be bygones. I will, as long as she's happy.
George McKean's wife. Say, that reminds me, you remember that feller that had McKean so upset about, 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Jenner? Yeah, what about?
I heard the darn fool's up in Dry Canyon prospecting. Sure must be a sorry miner. Anybody in Arizona territory could tell him ain't no more gold up there.
Wyatt! Wyatt, come over to the hotel, quick.
What's the matter, Miss
It's
Miller?
Mrs. McKean. She wants to talk to you. It's George McKean.
You're not fooling me. You left me so you could go to Dobie.
That's not true. Why do you keep saying it?
You can't do this to me. I'll kill him. And the law won't stop me. No jury will convict me for killing the scum who broke up my home.
Mrs. McKean.
Oh, Marshal. Oh, I had to leave him. I had to. I couldn't stand it anymore. Ever since that night.
Mrs. McKean, this isn't really any of my business, you know.
No, but it is, Marshal. Well, you heard him. George is going to kill Dobie. You've got to stop him.
I can't just arrest your husband because he made threats.
Yes, but you can warn Dobie.
Do you know where he is?
Oh, no, I haven't seen him since that night. Dobie's coming here brought things to a head, but the marriage was a mistake from the beginning. There's no understanding between Dobie and me, whatever my husband said. But Dobie did go to jail because of me.
Because of you.
He never tried to steal except to get money to buy me things. You see, I was a dance hall girl, and I thought I had to have expensive things.
I see. Mrs. McKean, when you married your husband, he had enough money to start a business. Where'd you get it?
He told me he sold a mining claim. Why?
Oh, I just wanted to know. Well, I'll see if I can find Jenna before your husband does.
Jenner?
Jenner?
Over here, Dobie. Better way, it's me, Wyatt Earp.
What are you doing out here, Marshal?
Just came to call.
Oh, sit down. Care for a little warmed over coffee?
Oh, thank you. You're not working those diggings over there, are you?
Oh, no. I'm working up above with this water.
Getting any?
Oh, not enough to make it pay, I'd say. I'm not making any big fortune.
What you doing it for?
Oh, it's better out here in the fresh air and sunlight. Working in a store someplace.
Mr. Jenner, this is Apache country. Solitary man in these canyons, well, it isn't safe.
Nobody'd care whether the Apaches got me or not.
Well, if you're working up high because of the water, how come you're not camping up there?
It's too closed in up there. I like it down here and where it's open and fresh air.
Maybe you have another reason. Maybe you're thinking of using that shaft as a trap.
You found that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just a little something I fixed up in case anybody came snooping around.
Particularly one man, McKean?
It's no secret I'm here. Thought maybe he might get a little curious.
And if he didn't find out that you were here, you were going to make sure he did.
I think you got the wrong idea about me, Marshal. I don't want to kill McKean. I'd just like to give him a little taste of what it feels like to be in Yuma prison.
Mr. Jenner, I came out here to ask you a question, to give you a message.
Go ahead.
The question is, what happened to that money you stole from the miner? They never found it. You swore that you didn't get it. But I think you know who did. It was McKean, wasn't it? He was your partner, and he was in on the whole thing, wasn't he? No answer?
I had my day in court. I don't have to answer that question.
Well, maybe you'll change your mind when I give you the message. Mrs. McKean left her husband, moved into a hotel. She asked me to warn you that her husband blames you for her leaving. He wants to kill you. Now, you want to answer my question?
She left him. She's not happy with it?
Never was.
All right. You were right all along. McKean planned the whole thing right from the beginning. He did the robbing. Then when the miner showed up, I stayed and did the fighting while he got away.
Why didn't you say that in court?
We're partners. I figured that half of the money'd be waiting for me when I got out. When I did, I knew I couldn't get close to it.
I see. And you paid your debt. He hasn't.
You could never prove anything against him.
Maybe we can. Maybe we can with the use of that trap of yours.
You're looking for me, George?
Jenna, let me out of here.
No, I don't know about that.
You trapped me. This is a trap.
Only if somebody comes snooping around.
I was just looking for you, Dobie.
To shoot me or to give me back my half of the money?
Step out so I can see you.
To shoot me, maybe. But if you did that, you might never get out of there, George. You better do some thinking about that.
Dobie, let me out, please.
No, George. I think you better stay there for a while. Get some idea of how I felt there in Yuma prison. Nights like this when you're lonely and afraid. The hot days. Days so hot you can hardly breathe and it feels like it's baking you alive. I think you better stay there for a while. Wait till you go through one of those days.
Dobie, let me out of here, please.
You didn't say about my half of the money.
I'll give it to you. I always meant to. There wasn't much, Dobie. The fellow didn't have very much.
He had enough to put you in business.
I'll give you half of everything.
You can't give me back those years in prison.
Dobie, please.
You knew that miner was coming back, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I swear it. I planned everything very carefully. And if you'd only followed orders, there wouldn't have been any trouble. Now let me out of here, Dobie. Let me out.
Throw out your gun.
Now, you scum!
He heard the whole thing, George.
Another cave-in, Sam? No, just another brawl between Tim Shornigan's men and Jock Welch's crowd.
Oh, the Cornish Jacks and the Irish Terriers again.
Yeah, looks like they cracked some skulls this time. More trouble for Wyatt. For us, too. Shouldn't happen.
She was liked and respected by all kinds and conditions of men. But when she sought to make peace between the Welsh and Irish miners at the diggings called Total Wreck Mine, Marshal Earp knew he had big trouble.
No, neither the Jacks nor the Terriers are really bad men, Wyatt. They just can't forget their old country feud, even in Arizona. What's the matter?
This is all Mr. Gird's fault, Miss Nellie.
Gird's fault? Why? Because he needed miners so bad?
When his company reopened the Total Wreck Mine, he knew he shouldn't try to mix the Cornishes and the Irishes.
I imagine that he thought in time they'd all learn to get along together.
Miss Nellie,
And I think so, too. I'm convinced that peace can be made at the Total Wreck Mine. Wyatt, why don't you go out there and just sit down and have a nice, friendly talk with him? Now, wouldn't that be a good idea?
No, ma'am.
Wyatt, don't be stubborn.
Me?
Yes, you. All you'd have
Now,
to
look,
do
if
is...
you want to stop this fight, you tell Mr. Gird not to rush history.
But...
Now, you tell him to pull either the Jacks or the Terriers out of that mine.
I will not. Wyatt, I hate to say this, but if you refuse to do your duty, then I'll have to stop the fighting.
Now, don't try that, Miss Nellie. You're an angel, but we'd like to keep you right here on Earth. Now, you could get hurt, you know.
I'm not worried about myself, Wyatt. You talk like I've never faced a bunch of angry men before. Well, I have.
Howdy, Marshal.
Mr. Garrett, I understand the fight can start out the Total Wreck mine.
Well, there was some fighting, but I hope Miss Nellie will calm them down a bit.
You're not thinking of letting her go out there.
Well, she's already gone, Wyatt. Well, she knows more about those Irishmen and Welshmen than we do.
Mr. Garrett, you think those men, all being miners, are going to overlook their antagonisms because they're working together. But working together doesn't necessarily make friends.
Why not?
Because you're too close to the past war in the old country. Maybe the next generation can make friends, but not this one.
Hey, where are you rushing off to?
I'm going to bring her back from the mine before she gets hurt.
Hey, it's Miss Nellie. Go hey, Charlie, Miss Nellie. Hello, Miss Nellie. Nice to see you, Miss Nellie.
I brought you some pies and cakes. Stop. You're scowling at each other. Both the baskets are the same. One of you boys show me to Mr. Shonigan and Mr. Welch.
That will be
Good to have you here. Oh, your purse?
Let's wait for the lady. Do you have any money in there, Miss Nellie? Hands up.
Boys, this silly fighting's got to stop. Would you know that 3 of your men were badly hurt today? Dr. Goodfellow says they've got fractured skulls. Now, what's this all about, anyway?
Jock and his boys started it.
Them bog trotters think they're better than us.
Bog trotters? Why, you molly gophers from England.
Not England, Wales.
Aye, and didn't your Royal Welsh Fusiliers invade the sacred soil of Holy Ireland?
Now, that's enough. Both of you, that's enough. This isn't Ireland or Wales. It's the United States of America. Now, isn't Mr. Gerd paying you all the same wages?
Yes, ma'am, but
But us Irish do all the work.
that's a lie.
Now, stop it. Put that down. You're both acting like children. Can't you learn to work together? Can't you learn to respect each other and like each other?
Trouble, Mr. John Longcamp.
Excuse me, ma'am, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
excuse us, Miss Nellie. We'll be right back.
But I...
Where's Miss Nellie? All right, I'll find her myself.
And what do you want with Miss Nellie?
I'm a friend of hers. I came to take her back to town.
Oh, so you think she's not safe here, eh?
I didn't say that.
But you made a special trip out here to get her? Same thing?
We're not getting any place. Stand aside, mister.
I stand aside for no insulting whippersnapper of a John Law.
Take him, Jock. Give him the boot, Jock.
Wyatt, what do you think you're doing? Now, stop it.
Well, I've finished, Miss Nellie.
Oh, no, you ain't. You may whip that Welshman, but my name is Shonigan.
Now, I said no more
I
fighting.
can't play favorites, Miss Nellie. They didn't. Now, you go on back in the office.
I'm staying right here.
I've no liking to spill your blood in the presence of a lady. Jim, Nick.
I'm staying here. Now, Wyatt,
Take
don't
a
do
risk,
it.
guys.
Mr. Shonigan, Wyatt, don't do it.
Now, you want to wrestle? You want a fist fight?
I just want to lay my hands on you.
Hang it with your fist, Tim.
It's all right with me.
Come on, Shonigan.
Get it.
Come on, Tim. Come on, Tim. Hit him.
You better rest a while.
No. You missed him, Sean. Get up.
Don't get up. You're tired.
You missed him, Sean. Get up.
I'm not going to bust my fists anymore on you rockheads.
Rocket.
Well, you were certainly a lot of help.
Yes, sir.
There I was having a perfectly friendly talk with Mr. Shawnigan and Mr. Welch until you butted in.
With Mr. Welch?
Yes, and you probably broke his jaw.
Well, I'm terribly sorry about that. Now, if you'll just get in your rig, we'll head back to town.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm not going back. I came here to make peace, and I'm going to do it. You go back.
Not without you.
Don't try to bully me. I'm not going back. The idea of trying to make peace with your fists, and you can wipe that silly grin off your face. Why, I never thought you could be so brutal. After all, these men are miners. They're not outlaws.
Well, they're not panty waists either.
Just look at you, the great Marshal Earp.
Miss Nellie, did you say Marshal Earp?
Oh, we started the fighting, we did, but why didn't you tell us he was Wyatt Earp?
We might have guessed it, Jocko. Sure, we bear no hard feelings against Mr. Earp. He can stay if he wants to, Miss Nellie.
I'm not aiming on staying. I just want her to leave.
Are you suggesting that some harm might come to this darling, dear little lady?
Of course not. Of course not. You just shake hands with Mr. Welch and promise that the two of you won't be brawling anymore between you. And I'm sure you'll satisfy the kind lady and we can go home.
Wyatt, I am not going back. Oh, no, you don't put me off that easily. We've got a lot more talking to do, and without Mr. Earp.
You know, Miss Nellie, he is a good, brave lad.
Aye, and he's much stronger than you think.
We didn't treat him very polite, none of us.
And you call them brutal, Miss Nellie.
Oh, he could have stumped me and him.
Aye.
We have a lot more important things to talk about than Wyatt Earp. Why don't you boys go and get washed up, huh? I'll meet you inside the office.
Now, Miss Nellie asked me to get her a drink of water.
Mr. Shawnigan, you dip. Mr. Welch, you bring it to me.
It's Irish pride, Miss Nellie. Tim has to count every cart of ore to make certain his men have beat us.
Thank you.
Well, what about your Welsh conceit? It's a well-known fact if us Irish was left alone, we'd double the output of this mine.
Well, you know what I think? Nationality doesn't have anything to do with making a good miner. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet that both the Jackson Terriers are equally good.
No, ma'am.
Equal? Bad sister, such a terrible thought.
All right, I'll prove it to you.
How?
Mr. Welch, you get your best drill team together. Mr. Shawnigan, you get yours. Tomorrow, we have a contest.
Agreed.
Oh, says he. And me with my best drill men on the hospital.
You can always get another one.
Not in this camp. No. Unless I'm allowed to choose Mr. Earp.
Suits me.
Wyatt doesn't even know how to hold a drill.
Well, he's a brave, strong lad, and he won't flinch from the hammer. I'd go and ask him now.
Not so fast, Tim. We'll both go. My conscience forces me to warn Earp.
About what?
He beat Tim in a fight, didn't he? Well, what's to prevent him from missing a hammer blow and bashing Earp's head in?
That's a filthy red-coated insinuation.
That's enough. That's enough. I'll ask him myself. Now, in the meantime, no more fighting. Agreed?
Aye.
So if you'll just hold drill for Mr. Shawnigan, I can prove my point. The contest is bound to turn out even, and they'll stop this silly fighting because they'll have learned to respect each other.
Just an honest sporting contest, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can't refuse. They'll think I'm scared. Of course, I am scared.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Why?
There's too much bad blood between them. All right, you go tell Shawnigan I'll hold drill for him. And we can get started back to town for the night.
Oh, thanks, Wyatt. I know it'll work.
Now, our teams are to start on the opposite sides of the rock wall dividing number 1 and number 2 corridor.
And each team will drill a hole 24 inches deep.
Miss Nellie will be the referee.
Put it down.
What about the dynamite?
It's always been, Shawnigan, that the first team to plant dynamite gets to explode it.
But what about Miss Nellie and Mr. Earp?
They don't need to know about the dynamite.
Yes,
Now,
but
don't you try backing out on me. I said this was for blood, and I'm going to blow that abutment right into your face.
If I don't blow it into yours first. We better not write down about the dynamite.
No, Earp and Miss Nellie wouldn't stand for that.
But it's understood then. Fine. We'll give this to Miss Nellie the first thing in the morning.
Aye, and mind you keep the dynamite in your toolbox.
And see that you do the same thing, Jocko. Now, you want to shake hands on it?
I don't shake hands with that bog trotter.
Too bad, Jocko. But I still aim to give you a lovely wake. Well, she's allowing you an hour to practice. Now, we start the contest with this short drill, just to get the hole started. Then we go to this long one. And there's the 2-foot mark. That's as far as we gotta go. You ever handle one of these?
No, sir.
Well, here. You put this glove on your right hand. You hold the drill with that hand. And you hold the rawhide with your left. You jerk on it. That way you give the drill a quarter of a turn every time I strike it with the hammer. Now, that's simple enough, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Let's try it against some rock, huh?
Sure. I'll try to pick out a formation like you put what we're going to drill into. Here. Let me go over here. Here. This one will do right here. Put the drill there. No, no, man. You're on the wrong side of me. I swing from the right. You hold from the left. There. All right, you're all set.
Wait a minute. You, with the left hand, pull the thong, right?
Yes. You turn like that.
Right.
One more thing about holding the drill. Keep your head out of the way.
You ever miss?
Only about once every 2 years. You ready?
Ready.
Oh, man, you're wobbling. You're not holding it right at all.
Well, here, let's try it again. Come on.
Now, hold it steady there. You ever had any experience with a hammer?
Well, a lot more than I had holding one of these things.
Well, here, you pound and I'll hold. Yeah. Like a good hold of it there. Now, hither, hold it. See, hold it steady now. I know.
Long strokes or short ones?
Short ones. Aye. Drill, drill, you terrier, drill, 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 you terrier, drill. Oh, you're doing grand, lad. Oh, we'll win by a mile. Drill and
Hold
drill,
it.
drill.
You're 10 minutes past the hour, Tim. Did you let him talk you into being the hammer man?
I couldn't hold the drill well enough to suit him.
There's nothing in the rules say that a team can't change places.
I knew Tim would have you swinging the hammer. Trust an Irisher to dog it.
Oh, indeed, no.
To save your strength, both of you. I'd rather pound that overgrown railroad spike than hold it. Where's Miss Nellie?
She's at the shack, studying our rules with Mr. Good.
The boss, who brought him into this?
I did. Now mind your manners.
Well, I hope your thinking's right, Miss Nellie.
The only hitch is Wyatt.
Well, why is he a hitch?
Well, because with him on the Irish side, it's not a clear-cut contest between the Jacks and the Terriers.
Welch was smart in agreeing to it. Well, good morning, Mr. Earp.
Morning.
How's our hard rock miner? Miss Nellie here doesn't think you're Irish enough.
No. Well, my ancestors were English, Irish, and Welsh. Don't I qualify?
I'm afraid you just confused the issue, Wyatt.
Why? You were sure it would end in a draw when you asked me to do this.
Well, I was sure, but Supposing they don't come out even. If your side wins, the other side is going to say it was because you were so much help. And if the other side wins, your own side is going to say you were no help at all. Either way, they're going to blame you.
Yes. Perhaps we better call it off.
It's too late for that, Mr. Gerd. Now, you and Miss Nellie are going to find out once and for all that historic quarrels take many years to calm down. Well, it's time we were starting. Come on, Miss Angel, a piece.
It could blow back on us, Jocko.
Not in that rock, it won't. It'll blast on Earp and the Irish.
Earp will stop you, Shawnigan. You won't have time. Now, no blabbing now.
Shaughnessy, come on. Why you playing around? You haven't got a chance. Good Lord. Come on, Jock. Get going now. Come on, Jocko.
All right now, boys, remember, the first team to reach the 2-foot mark is the winner. You all set?
All set.
Ready here.
All right, Mr. Gerd.
1, 2, 3. Are we on the mark yet? One more inch to go before you. Drill you, Terry. Drill and drill and drill and drill. Back, 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 back. There, Jacko. Back, back, go before you. Drill you, Terry. Drill and 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 drill. When the rest we will. What are you doing? Jocko done it. He blood for died. You did the same thing. Now stop yapping and give a hand. Watch out of here now. Careful. Some of you men take the blame out of here. Watch your feet. Get around and dig from the other side. Come on, Wyatt, let's get around here. Watch your feet. Take it easy now. Get away with that shovel. Get the shovel out of here. Dig with your hands. Pull him aside. Gently now. Pull it back. Easy, Tarzan. Easy.
I think she's still alive. Give me a hand.
Take it. Be careful now. Oh, here, son. You got her? Miss Nellie's still alive, no thanks to any of you. Jock, Shawnigan, you clean up this mess. I'll settle with both of you later. And she better be all right. Come on, let's get moving here.
So I I said to myself, said I, the same good Lord made us all, Welshmen as well as Irish.
I'll never feel hatred again toward any man. When Miss Nellie, this darling angel, was in great danger, didn't we all join together and save her life?
Aye, aye.
Jocko Welch, stand up, my boy. As the noble Grant once said, let us have peace. And here's my hand on it.
Wyatt. Well, you were right. They got in a brawl not 10 minutes after Miss Nellie left the banquet.
Oh, no. What'd you do?
Well, what you suggested in the first place. Each terrier has a jack for a teammate. I fired Shonigan and Welsh and put in Swede Hesberg as boss. I better go explain to Miss Nellie.
No. Don't tell her anything. Let her think that she changed history. She'll find out soon enough anyway.
You know you're right.
Blessed be the peacemaker.
Citizen of Tombstone. Unfortunately for Wyatt, the doctor was a man of medicine first and a law enforcer second. Although his code and Wyatt's seldom clashed, there was one time when they did.
Doctor? Tinkham Brown and his men are wanted for a mail robbery. You know him?
Yes, I know him.
You ever been a patient of yours?
Oh, probably.
Now, Tinkham or one of his men were hit during the holdup of that stage. Now, if the man was hurt bad enough, he may send for you.
I'm the only surgeon within 50 miles. He probably will.
I don't suppose that if he does send for you, that you'd tell me about it, would you?
Wyatt, you know medical ethics. You know that I honor them. Wouldn't be alive if I didn't. That's beside the point. The day may come when a doctor's forced to reveal information about his patients, but my code forbids it now.
I know that. But my code has rules, too. Now, if they do send for you, I'm going to have to trail you.
You're an officer of the law. That's your duty. My duty is to help sick people.
Tinkham Brown's got a pretty rough bunch of boys. He may think that you told me to follow you.
Wyatt, it's late. I want to finish these case histories with your mind clearing out.
All right. You, realize that you could be killed?
I lived through the Civil War. Could have been killed in a dozen battles. And 50 times since.
Doc's coming, boss.
Anyone on his trail?
Just him and Swanee.
I knew I could trust the doc. Don't hem around. Talk right out, Doc.
The bullet went through your chest, lodged against your spine.
All right. Take it out.
I'm not that good a surgeon.
You're the best there is, Doc.
Nah, just talk. What do you know about surgery? From the paralysis in your legs, I'd say that the bullet's pressing on the spinal cord. If I go in there, one slip of the knife could kill you.
Then there'd be a slip of the trigger, Doc.
Put that thing away.
Doc's my friend, Swanee. You know I got no choice, Doc. Man might as well be dead as paralyzed.
Well, I've told you part of the truth. Now I'm going to tell you the rest of it. Wyatt Earp talked to me about you last night. I think he's followed me here.
That John Law.
That's all right, boss. We'll take care of him.
You'll do nothing of the kind. Now, just a minute. I'm going to need Earp for this. If he's brought Holiday, I can use him too.
But the operating? They wouldn't help me, Doc.
And they ain't gonna arrest us.
It's your only hope. Now, it's my job to save your life. Earp doesn't want you dead. You'd be no use to him that way. Now, do you want me to talk to him? Or do you want to finish up like a dog with a broken back?
You mean this one's on the house? No shooting on either side?
That's what I mean.
All right. See what you can do, Doc. You boys do what he tells you.
Over the ridge up there, White. We're gonna have to leave these horses down here and walk up, else they'll hear us.
No, I don't want to go up there yet. Wait until Dr. Goodfellow leaves. I don't want him catching a bullet for his trouble.
Maybe they done already killed Goodfellow.
Serve 'em right if they had. It's foolish that he'd have such a regard for Hoolham's life. I always figured him to be a coal man.
I've heard people say that you're the one that's heartless, Doc.
I am.
That ain't the way them Texas folks tell it. They tell me you rode 100 miles once to operate on a man's jawbone.
I was to win a bet. The man had such a bad necrosis, and the local MD backed out, and the bets were so high that somebody's coming.
That's the doctor.
Hello, Wyatt. Are you steady? Hold out your hand.
My hand's as steady as yours. Did your patient die?
No. But it's a difficult situation. I have to explain. Brown's agreed to a truce. The bullet lodges against the spine, but there may be a chance with Holiday to hold retractors, and you, Wyatt, to manage the ether. Well, we better get on up there.
Doctor?
Yeah?
What happens afterwards?
Oh, they go on to a new camp, and you start hunting them again.
We ought to take them right now.
Nonsense. Brown's in bad shape. You passing out the death sentence for mail robbery these days, Wyatt?
No, sir. What do you think, Doc?
The operation sounds interesting. But you better not let Wells Fargo know you agreed to anything like this.
Gentlemen, every minute counts. Walk along with me, Holiday, so I can explain what I'm going to do.
Come on.
There's the bullet.
Yes. How's the pulse?
Pretty good.
Well, we'll pull the slug. Use a clean sponge, Holiday. Be ready with the clamp. There it is.
Is he gonna make it, Doc?
Can't tell for a couple of days. Keep him right where he is. Give him laudanum to keep him quiet. If he starts fever, send for me.
What about Earp?
The marshal agreed to a truce. He'll keep it.
That's right.
For how long?
Until Dr. Goodfellow says he can travel. And if you boys don't come into Tombstone, I'm going to come after you again.
You'll come in if you got any sense.
Oh, quit the gab. Mr. Brown is my patient. After he recovers or dies, I have no further interest in the matter. It's up to him to decide, if he lives, whether or not he wants to remain a fugitive. You did a pretty good job, Holiday.
I wish they'd let us take him up to the hospital so you can keep your eye on it.
Oh, no. No, you Johnny Laws are going to push along. Holster that gun. I said I don't want him moved at all, not even to the hospital. I don't expect you to thank Marshal Earp for what he's done. But if there's any more of this behavior, I'll not see Brown again. Come along, Wyatt.
Here you are, Doc.
Thanks, Wyatt.
Will Brown make it?
Well, he has a chance.
Wells Fargo says that he got away with $15,000 in that mail robbery.
Probably. Good surgical problem. I learned quite a bit. Yes, sir, quite a bit. See you later, Wyatt.
Wyatt, they ain't gonna stick with Tinkham. If it was me, I'd go back and get some more boys, come up here and smoke 'em out.
I can't do that. Not yet.
Gibbs, you got the soul of a bloodhound. While surgical history is being made, all you can think of is capturing those mail robbers.
Hey, Doc. Is that operation that unusual?
This good fella's a genius. Well, that bullet was impinged on his spinal column with bone splinters all around. If Brown lives, Johns Hopkins should publish a paper on it.
Huh. Well, a lot of good that'll do with Wyatt trying to explain this here to Wells Fargo.
Let's stop jawing about it. Get back to town.
You lost him?
Not exactly.
What does that mean?
Tinkham Brown was wounded. The gang sent for Dr. Goodfellow.
Didn't you tail him?
Yes, sir, we tailed him. Doctor had to operate in order to save his life.
Why didn't you pick up the others?
Because Dr. Goodfellow pledged us to a truce. We had to help with the surgery.
Truce with mail robbers? Oh, now, Wyatt. I'll round up a posse.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Thacker. This is a personal thing with me. When Dr. Goodfellow told me how bad Brown was hit, I just couldn't sentence the man to death. I'm not the judge and jury, you know.
All right, Wyatt. But we've got the job to finish. Just tell me where Brown is. We'll pick him up.
I can't do that either.
Why not?
Because Dr. Goodfellow's a friend of mine. Brown is his patient. The way the doctor sees it, I had to trail him. You know, that was my job. But I'd be violating his medical ethics if I sent a posse out there after Brown before he was well enough to travel.
Medical ethics? Tinkham Brown is a hoodlum. Do you realize what San Francisco would do if I sent this report in?
Look, I don't belong to Wells Fargo.
You're a deputy United States Marshal. It was your duty.
And I'll get Brown and his men, I promise you that.
When?
As soon as Dr. Goodfellow discharges him. A week or so.
Does Dr. Goodfellow realize that he's risking his life fooling around with a bunch of outlaws?
Yeah, he realizes it. He takes a chance in his life every time he goes out on the trail to help a sick cowboy.
Are you keeping a guard on him?
Day and night.
All right, Wyatt. I won't report to San Francisco yet.
Thank you. I'll, see if I can get a bulletin from Doc. See you later.
How you feeling, boss?
Rocky. But I can move my legs a little.
Doc Goodfellow says you should lay still.
Earp and his crowd, are you sure they left?
Swanee tailed him halfway back to Tombstone.
I don't trust Earp. We gotta move from here. Deeper into the mountains.
Sure, in 3 days, Doc said.
Not 3 days, tonight.
Doc said 3 days if you ain't got no fever.
It ain't Doc's business. You pack me on a horse stretcher and we'll go.
Hey, Swanee, come over here and talk some sense to the boss.
He wants to move.
You must be out of your mind, Tinkham. That bullet almost broke your backbone. I saw it.
Doc taking the bullet out, didn't he?
Yes, but...
Quit arguing. I know how I feel. I don't aim to spend 10 years in federal prison.
All right, you take it easy. I'll ride into town if the doc says it's all right.
No, we're moving at sundown. I got a hunch, boys. I smell Wyatt Earp and a posse.
Well, it's your backbone. You can take it, I guess we can.
What? One of them Tinkham Brown men just come for Doc Goodfellow.
Has the doc left yet?
No, he's still got some patients to see.
Where's the Tinkham man?
Sitting on the front porch.
All right, I'll try and sneak around the back way. Have a little talk with Dr. Goodfellow. Evening, Doctor.
Well, you have quite a spy system.
Mr. Gibbs said that he saw one of the Tinkham Brown boys out front.
Brown started the fever. I'll have to go.
What if he dies? They'll blame you for it.
Oh, I've been blamed before.
Real bad bunch, Doctor.
I'm not interested in their morals. Brown's feverish, post-surgical. If his name was Smith, I'd still go.
No, I don't like it. I'm sorry, Doctor, but I'll have to trail you again.
That could really get me in trouble, you know.
Doctor, I played it your way this morning. Now, Brown had his chance. If something does go wrong, you'll be much safer if you have guns covering you.
I will consider it unwarranted interference.
Just the same, you may need help. We'll try to be there.
You move.
What's his idea, Doc?
The man disobeyed my orders. I'm off the case.
No, he ain't. Throw that gun away. You won't need it.
Brown's a fool. Didn't you tell him he wasn't to be moved?
Yeah, but he's the boss.
In a matter of medicine, I'm the boss. Doctor's orders are to be followed absolutely.
Keep your shirt on, Doc. We got quite a ride up the mountain. Move.
No light up there. Something wrong.
You reckon they've moved Tinkham?
If they dead, he's dead or dying.
Well, there's one way to find out. Come on. Dr. Goodfellow's gun. It'll be daylight. Soon we'll trail him. Here.
My legs feel numb, Doc.
Well, why shouldn't they? I left strict orders you weren't to be moved.
I had to. I was scared of her, Doc.
You don't trust anyone. Here, swallow some of this.
What is it?
Whiskey. Now drink it.
You reckon Tinkham's gonna make it?
I don't know. Both his legs are paralyzed. Where's the money?
He's laying on it.
I'm gonna find out how bad he really is.
Looks like they circle around those rocks. One up there.
Yeah. Cave country, White.
Sometimes there's a back way in. Let's tie off. Bring that canteen.
Done for, ain't I, Doc? Oh, I wouldn't say that. Have you lived for another 30 years?
You docs, you always play it close. But that numb feeling, it's come up higher.
Now, don't try to talk. I'm going to pinch your belly. If you feel it, nod.
You tell the boys you ain't gonna pull through. We're getting out.
Doc, my gun. Take it. I'm laying on the money, Doc. Pay yourself off.
Thank you, no.
Look, Doc, we know he ain't gonna make it. Now you stand back.
Leave him alone.
Watch out, Swanee! Take it!
All right, Doc? Yeah, I'm all right, Why? Swanee broke his spinal cord trying to get at the money.
Where do you keep this money hidden?
He was lying on it. Now, come on, Holiday. More work to do.
What do you mean, work?
Well, you didn't kill them all, did you? Bring the kit, will you, Holiday?
All right.
There. That should do it for now. Interesting gunshot wounds, all of them.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to let nature take its course, would you, Doctor?
No, Holiday, I wouldn't. Wyatt, send in the Tombstone for a wagon. I'll do my surgery at the hospital.
All right, sir. I'll send Mr. Gibbs.
I couldn't save Brown. He wouldn't obey orders. All that jarring around when they moved him. But I think I can save the one I had to shoot.
What for? So they can serve 10 years in prison?
No, Holiday, for what I can learn. Now, there's another challenging case. 45 slug through the left lumbar. I managed to plug the points of entrance and exit just in time.
Dr. Goodfellow?
Yeah?
Mr. Thacker thinks we ought to go after those two men that got away. I can't spare Gibbs.
Can't spare? Wyatt, I've got 4 patients in need of surgery. What are 2 escaped hoodlums compared to getting these men hospitalized as soon as possible? Their lives ought to be your concern, and Thacker's, too.
All right, I'll send Mr. Gibbs in after the wagon. Well, Doc, you better stay here in case Dr. Goodfellow needs you. You look like you can use some rest.
Yes, Wyatt. I'm a mite tired. A mite tired.
Marshal.
Yes, sir?
I suppose you think I handled the whole affair badly.
No, sir, you did your job and I did mine. Next time, don't you count on help coming in the nick of time. I just may be on the wrong side of the mountain.
But you do see my position, don't you?
Dr. Goodfellow, nobody understands a surgeon except another surgeon. All the hoodlums dead and wounded aren't worth the life that you risked. But you'll go on risking it. And I wish you luck.
Xin chào
chào mọi người. Ở video trước mình đã hướng dẫn mọi người móc xong được 3 sợi tóc của hàng móc thứ 8 thuộc phần tóc của búp bê Gocho. Thì đến với video ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn mọi người móc tiếp đến những sợi tóc tiếp theo của hàng móc này nha. Tiếp theo, để móc lên sợi tóc thứ 4 thì mình sẽ lên 8 mũi bính nha. 4 5 6 7 8. Tiếp theo mình vòng lại và móc một mũi đơn. Sau đó là móc 6 mũi nửa kép. Mình sẽ móc 6 mũi nửa kép và 6 chân bính trên dây bính này nha. Mỗi chân mũi thì mình móc một mũi nửa kép và lặp lại cho đến hết dây bính. Sau khi móc xong được 6 mũi nửa kép rồi thì mình sẽ bỏ qua 2 chân mũi và móc vào chân mũi thứ 3 một mũi trượt. Tiếp theo là sợi tóc thứ 5 nha. 6 7 8. Lên 8 bính. Sau đó vòng lại, móc một đơn. Sau đó là 6 nửa kép. 2 3 4 5 và 6. Tiếp theo lại bỏ qua 2 chân mũi, móc vào chân mũi thứ 3 một mũi trượt. Tiếp theo là đến sợi tóc thứ 6 nha. Mình sẽ lên 8 mũi bính. 7 8. Tiếp theo là móc một mũi đơn. Sau đó là móc 6 mũi nửa kép vào 6 chân mũi còn lại nha. Mỗi chân mũi mình móc một mũi nửa kép. Sau đó lặp lại cho đến cuối hàng. Sau khi móc xong được 6 mũi nửa kép, mình sẽ móc vào chân mũi thứ 3 một mũi trượt. Tiếp theo là lên sợi tóc thứ 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 8 bính. Sau đó móc vào mũi bính thứ 7 một mũi đơn. Và 6 mũi bính còn lại là 6 mũi nửa kép nha. 3 4 5 và 6. Tiếp theo mình lại bỏ qua 2 chân mũi và móc vào chân mũi thứ 3 một mũi trượt. Như vậy là mình đã móc xong sợi tóc thứ 7 của hàng móc thứ 8 rồi nha.